There may still be those in the audience ancient enough like yours truly to recall when we were told about the worldwide scarcity of oil. How our cars would soon stop dead in their tracks. People would no longer be able to commute without the use of horses. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. This, of course, did not come to pass, and now it seems we have so much black gold we're looking for places to put it. And that does not include just making a swimming pool of it in your backyard and hanging on to it. Top of the news in our Bulls, Bears, and Bucks segment. Welcome Wall Street veteran, senior financial editor of the High Income Factor newsletter from Newsmax, Tom Hutchison joins us from New York. Tom, good to see you.
Well, it's great to be here, Ed.
Here we go, Tom. Let's get right to it. The U.S. is running out of room to store oil. How did this happen?
Well, how about that, Ed? You know, I keep thinking about somebody from the 70s coming here in a time machine and listening to the stories of the day. You know, gosh, we just have too much oil. We don't know what to do with it all. Inflation's too low. The stock prices keep going up. What a mess.
Well, but here we have gas prices that have gone 37 cents over the last month, Tom. So is it then logical to make that point from A to Z that with all this, gas prices may go down again this year?
Well, maybe, but it's, you know, it's not a guarantee. The gas prices are priced on Brent crude oil prices, which is based on the worldwide supply, and will not necessarily go down. And they seem to always find a way that it's very hard for it to go down.
Yeah,
but
let's face it, there's money. There's people hanging around there right now, Tom, who are trying to make sure that we're still paying $4 a gallon, right?
Oh, yeah, you bet they are.
Let's talk about Obamacare here, because we're all waiting. The Supreme Court starting to talk Obamacare today. This could be catastrophic because there's people talking about over 9 million people will have to pay their full monthly premium or lose coverage if the justices rule in favor of the fact that states, exchanges, subsidies, this is a nightmare that's ready to happen, isn't it?
It sure is. They estimate that about 6 million people, the estimates vary, but about 6 million people would not be able to afford their premium and would stop paying. Insurance companies would still be on the hook, and the only people left would be the sick people, which would drive up premiums. And in 2016, it would cause a huge premium hike, not only on people that get insurance through the government, but in the entire private market. And you could see this whole Obamacare regime collapse over this.
With regard to this, the insurers are locked into their rates for 2015. They typically are not able to raise prices in mid-year. Would this put some insurance companies out of business, having to basically throw out all this money?
Yeah, well, some of the smaller ones very well might, not the larger ones who have a more diversified business. But yeah, the smaller insurers could really be at risk. It could be a big mess.
It is going to be a big mess. Let's put it this way. Whether or not the Supreme Court rules in favor of the subsidies or against the subsidies, trust me, it always will be. That's the way the government works. Finally here, let's look at Target. They have cut $2 billion over 2 years. Hang on a sec, Tom. I thought Target was doing great. Except, of course, if you don't count Canada and what happened to them up there.
Yeah, well, they do count Canada and what happened to them up there, though. That's the problem. Also, the performance has been a little sluggish, and they're looking to restructure. And the layoffs, unfortunately, are part of the plan. You see this periodically, and companies will do this even in a great economy. The problem is, in this recovery, we really don't have very much in the way of business investment to offset the effect of layoffs like this.
Well, they're also going after millennials and Hispanics now, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the retail business is tough. You constantly have to adapt and restructure your formula. And, you know, Target's just the latest to take such a thing on.
Target's just like everybody else because they're going to come back and say, all right, we got to make some money sooner or later. And going after millennials, Hispanics, whomever, look, that's just the business model. That's all. You go after where the money is and make sure that people will spend it. I want to remind everybody that if you want to learn more about the high income factor, you can simply go to moneynews.com/HIF. HIF. Also, don't forget, if you want to find out what's happening 24/7 in finance, you go to Newsmax.com, click on the Finance tab, and they'll bring it to you right there. But don't forget, moneynews.com/HIF. Tom, pleasure to see you, my friend. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you again soon.
Great to be here, Ed. Thank you.
All right, take care. Coming up next, the fiery rabbi who will not back down. Most of the time. He has this time, but there's a reason. And what it means for Jews to say they are going to be more aggressive in protecting themselves and their faith in light of what's happening in Israel and around the world. Midpoint continues.